in Mary Fonseca, who has inspired young people to not only learn how to count, she has also left a legacy that teaches us the values and the reality that count in life. We share our gratitude today for our memory of her, who never lost the desire to dream dreams that affect our attitudes about achieving a quality of life in education that only education can provide. So under her hat was a mind and a will that was motivated by the principles that teaching the right things in life is really the spending of the self that becomes, for each of us, the means by which we become truly great.
When the doors opened on September 2nd, and the children and the families poured in, you could see and feel the excitement and the enthusiasm to be in such a grand facility. Over the past week, students have learned to navigate the halls, they've become familiar with each other, they've started to make new friends. And now they are making this building, their community, their new home.
It is a state-of-the-art facility. One that's deserving of our city, one that's deserving of our children, and one that's deserving of all the parents in this community, grandparents, aunts, uncles, you name it. It is great. And we expect great things of it. And our city has just launched and opened more new schools than ever before in its entire history. And a lot of people, an awful lot of people contribute to that. To the students here, you know, we're going to be telling you later on in the program why this school is named the Mary Fonseca School. When I went to school, I went to Laurel Lake School when I was at Pepper. I never knew why it was called Laurel Lake School. No one seemed to care to tell us. That was the school name. Fine, I went through it. Then I went to Henry Law Junior High School. I never knew why it was called Henry Law Junior High School, because I never knew anyone who knew the person it was named for. It wasn't until I got to high school, BMC Durfee High School, and I finally found out why it was named BMC Durfee High School and the significance of it. And you know, when I found that out, it made a difference to me. It made a difference to me as a 15, 16, 17-year-old high school student. Imagine that, I never thought it would have, but it did. And it stuck with me all those years as to why that school was named for that person, that individual. You're going to learn that today, why this school was named the Mary Fonseca. And I think those are the things we should pass on from generation to generation. Why? Why is that school named this way? For what purpose?
I think there's a very important message here. I always looked up to my mom. My mom was a Rosie the Riveter and very involved in lots of things in her life. And it's very evident to me that Senator Fonseca was the same. And you know, you hear a lot of conversation today about Hillary Clinton being, breaking the glass ceiling and whatever. Look at the history of Senator Fonseca, and you see a real trailblazer. This was back in the period when women could lose tenure for being married as a teacher. Back in the period when they only got paid a per diem salary if they were married. So that gives you some sense of the trail she had to blaze to come where she did, as far as she did. And she was truly playing in a men's club up in the Senate, and from everything I hear, did a phenomenal job at that, particularly in the areas of education, in breaking way for Bristol Community College, things in what is now UMass, Dartmouth, and a number of other areas. So we have a lot of things to
It's been a
look
great
at.
week. Being a part of the dedication of these beautiful schools, and I don't want to repeat what everyone has said, but I do want to say to the parents and the children that are coming to this school, the reason that we care so much about building these schools is that we care about you. We value you. And we want you to understand that by putting these beautiful buildings and equipment in your hands, that we expect you to work hard. But by giving it to you, we also want you to know that we respect that you deserve it. So for all of the parents here and all of the people that have made it work, I just want you to know that this is because these kids in Fall River deserve this. And we are going to continue. We have a huge building plan in progress. This is not the end of our buildings. We're going to make sure that every single student has a good place, happy place, safe place to go to school every single
From the
day.
beginning of my mother's public life, her main focus was always the advancement of quality education. To step back from that public life to a personal one, in 1938, she and my father, Joan, married. My father was to double as husband, advisor, campaign manager in future years. It was in 1945 that a political career began with her election to the Fall River School Committee. I was at the advanced age of 4. My brother John was 6. In 1952, she was elected to the state senate, the first woman of Portuguese descent in the United States to be elected to the state senate. She was the first Portuguese-American woman in the United States to hold a leadership position in the Senate. And she and her colleague, Betsy Stanton, were the first two Democratic women elected to the state Senate in Massachusetts history. My father and brother John would have been immensely proud of this day, which honors her lifelong commitment to education.
Because we have a gift for you to take with you so that you will always remember school named after your mom